Before diving into the fascinating stories of history's most influential leaders, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to stick around until the end, because the final point we discuss will offer a unique perspective on how these leaders created a legacy that transcended their lifetime. A secret that might surprise you. Throughout history, certain leaders have left an indelible mark on humanity, shaping entire civilizations, cultures, and nations. They weren't just powerful, they were influential in ways that resonated long after their reigns. What makes a leader's influence stand the test of time? As we explore the 7 influence patterns of historical leaders, we'll uncover the secrets to their lasting legacy and discover how these principles apply even today. The first pattern we notice in historical leaders is the power of vision. Leaders like Alexander the Great and Queen Elizabeth I were driven by an extraordinary vision that went beyond mere ambition. Alexander, for example, had a vision of a world united under one empire, blending cultures and ideas from the East and West. Queen Elizabeth I, who ruled during the English Renaissance, saw England not just as an isolated kingdom, but as a global power capable of influencing the course of world events. Their clear sense of direction was not only inspiring, but also infectious. It motivated their followers to commit to something larger than themselves. When a leader has a compelling vision, it often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, with people rallying behind that vision to make it a reality. The second pattern is the ability to adapt and evolve. Great leaders know how to change with the times while maintaining their core values. Take Julius Caesar, who understood that Rome could no longer function under its traditional republican system. He adapted by transforming Rome into a powerful empire, reshaping its political structure in a way that enabled long-term stability. Similarly, Napoleon Bonaparte, despite the ultimate fall of his empire, adapted military strategies that revolutionized warfare for generations. These leaders understood that being rigid often leads to failure, while those who evolve continue to hold power. The third pattern is mastering the art of persuasion. Leaders like Winston Churchill and Mahatma Gandhi were masters of words, wielding rhetoric like a weapon. Churchill's speeches during World War II inspired a battered Britain to stand firm in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. His words became a rallying cry for unity, perseverance, and hope. On the other hand, Gandhi used the power of persuasion in a very different way. He preached non-violence as a means of resisting oppression, and his words inspired millions to follow his peaceful movement for India's independence. Both of these leaders understood that lasting influence comes not just from the force of arms, but from the ability to move hearts and minds. Another pattern seen in influential leaders is their strategic use of alliances. George Washington, the first president of the United States, understood that alliances were key to securing the survival of the fledgling nation. During the American Revolution, he worked tirelessly to secure support from France, a crucial move that eventually led to the defeat of the British. Similarly, Cleopatra of Egypt formed alliances not only through diplomacy, but through relationships with powerful Roman leaders like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. She knew that Egypt's future depended on strong alliances with Rome, and she used her influence to safeguard her nation's interests. These leaders knew that power doesn't exist in isolation. It often requires the strength of many working together toward a common goal. The fifth pattern that emerges is the ability to embrace risk and innovation. No great leader played it safe. They took calculated risks that often resulted in monumental achievements. Consider the boldness of Abraham Lincoln, who made the decision to emancipate the slaves during the American Civil War. This was a huge risk at the time, but it redefined the moral and political landscape of the United States. Lincoln's willingness to take a stand on a controversial issue solidified his legacy as one of the greatest American presidents. Likewise, Catherine the Great of Russia modernized her nation through bold reforms that promoted education, the arts, and science. Her willingness to embrace new ideas helped propel Russia into a new era of prosperity. The sixth pattern of influence is resilience in the face of adversity. All great leaders have faced setbacks, defeats, or crises that threaten their power. What sets them apart is their ability to bounce back and keep moving forward. Nelson Mandela is a shining example of this. After spending 27 years in prison, Mandela emerged stronger and more determined than ever to bring an end to apartheid in South Africa. His resilience inspired not just his fellow citizens, but the entire world. Leaders who exhibit resilience show that even in the darkest moments, perseverance and belief in a higher cause can lead to victory. Finally, the seventh pattern, which may be the most thought-provoking, is the ability to leave a lasting legacy through their principles and values, not just their achievements. One leader who exemplifies this is Confucius. He wasn't a ruler or a military conqueror, yet his teachings on ethics, family values, and governance have shaped Chinese culture for over 2 millennia. His influence is felt even today in the philosophies that guide social and political thought across Asia. Similarly, Martin Luther King Jr., though assassinated before he could fully realize his dream of equality, left a legacy of nonviolence, civil rights, and justice that continues to inspire movements worldwide. These leaders understood that their legacy would not be defined by monuments or titles, but by the values they instilled in others. As we've explored these 7 influence patterns, vision, adaptability, persuasion, alliances, risk-taking, resilience, and legacy through principles, it becomes clear why certain leaders have a lasting impact on the world. Each of these patterns weaves together to create a legacy that goes beyond the leader's lifetime, influencing future generations and shaping history. So, what's the secret to their lasting legacy? It's the understanding that leadership is not about control, but about influence. It's about inspiring others to carry forward a vision, adapt to changing times, and uphold values that transcend personal power. By mastering these patterns, leaders don't just lead, they create movements that last. Before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking insights like this. And remember, the influence of great leaders isn't confined to history books. It's something we can all learn from and apply today.